Hi there, everybody. Welcome to another reading. I hope that all of you are taking good care of yourselves and just doing your best and taking life by the horns. We're in a brand new year, so much to look forward to, so much to leave behind, all the rest that goes along with that. Hopefully we have embraced the energy of shedding everything that we need to shed. I do feel to a large extent as we move forward in this year that will be an ongoing theme to some degree, because it's not a slow or an easy process. Okay, so sorry about any background noise. There is a car pulling into the gate outside. Alright, so welcome to yet another reading. I was given a message this morning that the energy is quite hard, so I should use some more feminine cards for this energy. And I'm getting something that is related to work. So if somebody works in a city, like a lot of buildings around you, it's like concrete jungle kind of vibe, or what that would be considered like that. Maybe in corporate or something like this, I feel like there might be a relevant message for somebody that's in that kind of environment. I also feel like there's people starting new jobs this year, that maybe there are some messages for you. Maybe issues with authority figures. Maybe there's a personality clash with a new boss or a colleague, maybe someone that's a superior, or maybe the owner of the business is a bit problematic. There's also a message about somebody feeling like they've made partial progress, like something's halfway done or you're halfway there. And there's like frustration around that situation. It's almost like you've got, it could be a team of people where some people are on board and some are not, or you've gotten to a point in a project. Sorry, I'm looking for my cloth. A project or something similar, where you feel like, oh, that this is, going wonderfully. Everything is just pumping and doing so well, and then there's this other half. Maybe that's what it is. Like there's an authority figure or somebody who's stopping you from doing the other half, and it feels like this is halfway done, and it feels like an element of frustration around the situation. Okay, that information could just be to give you an indication that this reading might have something in it for you. It may not apply to everybody, and there may be completely different information that comes through now that might be relevant to other people. So I'm using the Goddess Guidance Oracle because I was told that the energy is quite hard, as I mentioned, and we need to bring in softer energy. Also, there's half and half. This is about balance. This is like a yin-yang, like a half, the black and the white of the yin-yang. And maybe there's so much masculine energy here. And please note, that does not have to mean that there's a man involved. It could be somebody that's just, being very intense. It could be energy that's coming forward that's gotten to a point where it's gone and expanded to the point where it can't expand anymore, and now there's a different element that needs to come in here. Maybe it is a softer element. Maybe that's what the other half of the situation is. Just like other dualities, there's needs to be the hard and the soft, the light and the dark, the masculine and the feminine energies. And I feel like maybe there's an imbalance here with this masculine driving energy, or In some cases, I do feel like it's almost like a dogmatic kind of a person that comes across. And again, it doesn't have to be a male. It can be a female boss that is really pushy or rude or obnoxious, or the people that you work with are nice to work with, but the upper management is a problematic, egotistical person, It could be something along these lines. So there's a lack of balance there. And yes, I was just told this is hard energy, so we need something softer. So let's see what the goddesses have to say in terms of guidance. What else do we need to know about this, please? Athena, inner wisdom, and Pele, or yeah, it looks like Pele. Sorry, I'm not familiar with this goddess. So it says inner wisdom, you know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. There's an owl here, maybe that's relevant for someone. Owls have been quite prevalent for me lately. Athena obviously is associated with the owl as well, and there's also other goddesses or feminine energies that are associated with the owl. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom. This one says, be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? So there might be something that feels like an inner conflict here, that what you're being told to do conflicts with what you feel you need to do or who you really are. Okay, so yeah, let's see how we handle this, or what else they want to tell us. Kalima, endings and new beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. All right, I feel like this is a situation where perhaps you would not typically stand up for yourself, okay? Maybe you allow yourself to become a bit emotionally overwhelmed. Maybe you have this mindset of, well, whatever that person says is what goes. Or you just are usually more passive than assertive. That's the word I want to use. So it's about you tapping into those energies in a gentle way, but also tapping into the stronger energies, because I really feel like it says divine passion. Is this going against something that you feel is your divine passion that you really want to do? Is it standing in the way? Is it blocking it? Is it making you get stuck in a place where you're halfway? And Kylie says the old must be released so that the new can enter. So maybe you need to change your attitude towards something or the way that you do things. Maybe you do need to stand up for yourself. Kylie has a pretty bad rap of being this real bloodthirsty goddess that rips people's heads off and wears them around her neck. And, she's always portrayed, not in this depiction, funny enough, but most of the time portrayed as a very aggressive, intense energy. But she also has this intense aggression because she has passion, and she is protecting something, okay? She's protecting her children or she's protecting a something that she believes in, all right? And she just takes it a bit far sometimes. She goes a bit overboard, and then she just gets completely drowned in that passion of fighting for whatever it is. But it feels to me in this situation that it's okay for you to tap into some of your darker aspects if you need to really make your point or stand up for yourself. And it's saying be honest with yourself. Maybe that's something that you're not doing. Maybe that's something where you need to say, you know what, you really need to stand up to this person, or you really need to take a more assertive approach in the situation. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom. Trust yourself. Take the appropriate action without delay. Kylie does not delay. Okay, and this is like you need to bring an end to something, and maybe that's just an end to being passive. Maybe that's an end to a really bad situation. Maybe you're the one who needs to say or do something, maybe even to help others here. Especially if it's in a work situation, it could benefit your colleagues if you are trying to stand up to something. Okay, compassion, Kuan Yin. Release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and the light that is within everyone. All right, there that softer energy comes across. So maybe there's a good way of being assertive, but at the same time trying to be compassionate. Maybe if there is someone difficult that you're dealing with, the best way to get their guard down is to actually have compassion for them. Maybe this person is being aggressive or acting out, or having this dogmatic energy because there's something else going on, but they do also need to understand that that can't leak into other people's lives. So an example of having a conversation like that would be, I realize that you're going through something. It seems like you're very stressed, and I'm sorry for anything that you might be struggling with now. But you do need to also understand that other people are noticing, and it's affecting other people in a negative way. It's affecting the work environment, affecting whatever environment you're in. There's a way in which you can approach that situation in a gentle manner, but still be putting the message across and saying to the person, this can't continue. All right. Obviously, these are just like basic guidelines. I don't know your exact situation. Okay, I was told to turn the deck over, and this is Freya. Be bold, unleash your adventurous side, take risks, and be daring. Okay, so where you wouldn't usually maybe do this or have these kind of conversations, it's been brought to your attention for you to be talking to that person, whether it's a family situation, a relationship that you have with somebody else in some other kind of dynamic. It's asking you to be bold and to unleash your adventurous side, take risks, and be daring. This is not a time to be passive, but it's a time to be assertive in a gentle way at the same time. Just because we're being told not to be passive doesn't mean we have to be aggressive. There are ways and means to do these kinds of things. Also, it's important for you to ask spiritual help with that. If you have to have a difficult conversation, it's really great to say, however you put it out there, my guides and guardians, my angels and ancestors, I ask you now to please be with me when I have this conversation. Guide my words and my thoughts and my deeds so that we have the best outcome. Help me to be compassionate, but also be honest with myself. Be true to who I am. Trust my inner wisdom, and that I know what to do and how to resolve the issue. And let us have the most positive outcome possible. All right, I'm going to leave you with that. I wish you a beautiful day, and take care until we chat again. Bye for now.